Welcome. In this video, we're going to show you how to MIDI map the American Audio 14MXR to your Serato Scratch Live software. Now, you must have a Serato box connected to the 14MXR for the mixer to be MIDI mapped to the Serato Scratch Live software. Before we start any MIDI mapping, click on the Setup button to make sure the 14MXR is showing up as a connected MIDI device. Click on Setup. You're going to go to this MIDI device box here and just make sure your 14MXR is in fact showing up as an audio MIDI device. And let's get started and MIDI map deck number 1. So let's go ahead and let's MIDI map our basics. Our play button is right here. So once you just hover over that play button, it's going to turn into a gray box. You're going to click your mouse one time and it will turn like a burgundy red. We're just going to call it red. And we're going to choose our play button. It turns green, which means that it has been assigned to a MIDI input. Let's go ahead and get some of these cue points here. We have 3 cue point buttons on the 14MXR, so let's get them all dialed in. So float over, click, hit button number 1 on the 14MXR, and you are now MIDI mapped. Let's go to cue point number 2, scroll over, click again, hit cue point number 2, cue point number 3. Alright, so we're all taken care of. So we've now MIDI mapped our play button and 3 cue point buttons on the 14MXR with our Scratch Live software. Let's head on over to the right deck, or deck number 2, and let's do the same. Play button, click, hit the play button on the 14MXR, turns green. Let's go to our cue point number 1, cue point number 1, cue point number 2, cue point number 3. We're hitting number 3 on the 14MXR. Okay, so we now have our play button and 3 cue points now mapped on our Scratch Live software. We're going to go ahead and head over to this Show MIDI panel. We're going to click on it and let's get the left deck, or deck number 1, to load a deck or load a track. So we're going to scroll over this, we're going to click on it again, and we're going to go ahead and use the Load A button on the 14MXR right here. Now let's head over to the right deck. We're going to head to the button Load Deck, click that button, it will turn red, and let's hit Load B, the Load B button on the 14MXR. Okay, that is now MIDI mapped. So let's say you want to take control of your navigational knob, which is right here in the middle of your 14MXR, to scroll through your tracks. Float over the very same looking knob, click on it, go ahead and move your navigational knob. We're going to go ahead and change the values on this. It says here, press C to change data type, press tab to reverse. So we're going to press the C button on our keyboard. We're going to see we're scrolling upwards. I'm going to go ahead and hit the tab button and I'm going to press C on my keyboard one more time. And that should make it work perfectly to scroll down and to scroll up. So let's say we want to get between our library, the folders in our library, and the tracks that are in that folder. So you're going to float over the tab focus, you're going to click it, and you're going to go ahead, we're going to use this back button right here on the 14MXR. Okay guys, once you've MIDI mapped all the basics for your Serato Scratch Live software to get tracks to play, let's get into our DJ effects. We're going to click on the DJ effects button right here on the Serato Scratch Live software. Okay, that opens up our effects pane. Now let's get to MIDI mapping it. You're going to click on MIDI. Let's go ahead and let's do our first one right here, which is the echo. So you're going to click on the on button to turn the echo filter on and off. You're going to scroll over that, hover over that button, click it again, and let's go ahead and use the sync button on the 14MXR to make that now our echo button. Okay, and now we want to be able to turn it off and turn it on with a knob. So we're going to scroll over that same looking knob on the Serato Scratch Live software, click it again, and let's use the LPF HPF filter button on MIDI log channel 1. Okay, there we are, we're all dialed in now. Okay, let's go ahead and let's activate a flanger. We're going to hover over it, click again, and let's use the Q button. Okay, so that's all dialed in, and if we want to go ahead and turn that up and down, let's use the MIDI log channel 2 LPF HPF knob. That's this one right here. Now really important is this deck 1, deck 2 right here, and what I like to MIDI map that to is to the navigational controls on the 14MXR. So deck 1, we're going to scroll over that, we're going to hover over it, click it again, and I like to use the up button right there to activate that. And for deck 2, hover over it, click again, and I use the down. So that is now going to go ahead and activate or turn on those effects for deck 1 and deck 2. Now that you've MIDI mapped your American Audio 14 MXR with your Serato Scratch Live software, only thing left to do is load a track and pressing play. And have fun. Thanks for watching. If you require any further assistance setting up your American Audio 14 MXR, 10 MXR, or 19 MXR, you could always contact our toll-free customer support hotline Monday through Friday during regular business hours. Practice and enjoy.